Haley Wood. This is my 4th staff development plan on comprehension. So what is comprehension? It's the process that leads to fully understanding the meaning of what is read. So when a student has comprehension skills, they're able to tell you what happened, they're able to make predictions, and there are many more other ways that they can show this to you, as I'll get to in the slideshow. So why is it important? Comprehension is an important skill to teach and utilize in the classroom because it requires students to build upon background knowledge, demonstrate a full understanding, and enhance critical thinking skills. For teachers, it lets us know exactly where a problem or a misunderstanding may be with instruction. So in the I do, we do, you do model from CORE, an I do would be to provide explicit instruction on what comprehension is. It is not a natural process. This is something that does need to be explicitly taught and how thinking should sound. So what it looks like and why it's important. So an example of this in the classroom is to model a think aloud. So if I read a story about the 3 little pigs, I might say my thoughts aloud. So I would say, oh my goodness, do you think that the wolf is going to knock down the next house? And that's an example of making predictions, which is another strategy. We do invite students to join you in the Think Aloud, summarize the text, and make connections to texts you previously have read. This shows not only their comprehension of the current text you're reading, but also texts that they have read in the past. And then You Do is where students are scaffolded to work independently to show their own comprehension skills. Some instructional strategies, as I started to get to, have students self-monitor their comprehension skills and identify what they do and don't understand. Even if they don't fully grasp a concept, that's okay. They can still tell you where they're struggling, and that's super important. Use graphic organizers to identify themes, make comparisons, and create summaries. That's a way to organize students' thinking as they begin to understand the process of comprehension. Have students answer questions about the text, who, what, where, when, why. Have students generate their own questions about a text to involve critical thinking skills. So to assess comprehension, there are plenty of ways to conduct formal assessments, such as summarizing a text, responding to direct questions, making inferences, and making comparisons, as we had said before. DIBBLES is a progress monitoring program that includes a portion called MAZE, which measures reading comprehension. This is what we use in my district. The test is used for strictly comprehension, and it's used for students in grades 2 through 8 to provide benchmark scores. For multilingual learners, this is information that I got from Reading Rockets. These are some strategies to use. So use native language for support. Build the necessary background knowledge. So as we saw on, I think, the first or second slide, background knowledge is crucial for comprehension, and students from other cultures or with other languages might not have that background knowledge. So build that up before getting into a story. Use open-ended questions. This will build confidence and get students to begin thinking critically about a text, and use simple vocabulary when asking these questions. So other questions to ask with all students, not just multilingual, but literal. Why do leaves change color in the fall? Interpretive, why might it need water? And applied, how much water would you give it and why? These questions increase in difficulty to answer and will also help them hone in on their comprehension skills. So for the group activity with your grade level teams, sequence the events of this staff development plan and make a prediction of how it will end based on your background knowledge and prior experiences. So the events will sequence: I do, we do, you do, comprehension definition, assessment, and instructional strategies. This is where you would sequence and to write down your prediction. So for closing, comprehension skills allow students to demonstrate their level of understanding and apply learned concepts to other areas as well. So to move forward, fill out this survey. Let me open that up. This is a brief survey. It's anonymous and independent. What is one comprehension strategy you feel confident using in your classroom? What is one comprehension strategy you feel you could learn more about? And do you feel that your ELLs are measured fairly in comprehension? Why or why not? No wrong answers. Okay. And thank you. If you have any questions, that is my email.